Your love makes me want so much more. Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Yeah, it's still choppy.
Use it for yourself. It gets better.
The internet seems to be fine. Could it be something where the internet we need to call them to
Is the internet connected directly in?
I just connected it direct. Well, not just, but I did connect it 5 minutes ago. So, because the thing is, it's the connection to the phone. Because this is fine. See, it's not the overall internet or whatever. I don't think.
Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. Every time. It gets better. It gets better. Your love makes me want so much more. Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. Every time. It gets better. It gets better. Your love makes me want so much more. Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. Every time. It gets better. It gets better. Your love makes me want so much more. Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. Every time. It gets better. It gets better. Your love makes me want so much more. Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. Every time. It gets better. It gets better. Your love makes me want so much more. love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better. It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around.
Every time.
It gets better.
It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.
Use it for yourself.
It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time.
Let's get ready to capsule. I had to spunk to my hair real quick. You know, before we get on the show. We on?
Yeah.
Episode 28.
28, and we back, baby.
And we're working.
And we're working, as usual. We working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. 28 self-investment versus What's that? Self-entitlement? Entitlement?
Entitlement.
Entitlement.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good one. You know, sometimes we're self-invested, and sometimes we get entitled. I mean,
Or
I
we
could-
feel that what our entitlement should bring certain expectations,
yeah,
validations. You know,
that's interesting. So, I mean, where we been, man? How you been?
maintaining constant elevation.
Yeah, constant. You know, I took that route.
Yeah.
You know, I think constant elevation. I mean, I've always took that route, but I feel like more lately, I've been in the quest of just, you know, constantly elevating and getting higher.
Remaining calm.
Calm, peaceful,
Cool.
being in your zen.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, just being still. You know, so the message for me is just be still.
Sometimes, and when you're still, you find the most peace because
Oh,
the
man.
absence of peace is confusion.
Listen,
When you're
everything's
moving
been,
around too much, it's confusion. It's frustrating.
listen, everything's been real quiet lately.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm in that waiting space, that valley. You
Okay.
know? So it's like somebody asked, well, this group I'm a part of asked, you know, we have this group meeting every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a men's meeting. You know, and we share and we get vulnerable about some of the stuff that we've been through or we go through as men that we don't talk about. So they asked, so how do you deal with, and I'll ask you, and it's for the people in the audience too, how do you deal with, or what are you doing when you're in that waiting period, in that pause, in that valley of your life? Like, you know, like what are your, and I'll tell you mine, but I'll let you go first, but what are some of your thoughts and emotions and, you know, like who are you being in that valley while you're stuck in the valley? Because, you know, I mean, I'm not going to share your business, but it seems like we both been through
Right.
some things.
Well, I mean, first you gotta. Well, what I do is I look, listen, observe. You know what I mean, and that's the foundation of me analyzing anything or any problem or even any gift that I'm about to receive or in the um, in the place of receiving. When I'm in that moment, I like to say, well, where is this energy coming from? Where is this opportunity coming from? Because, you know, some people say all money is good money. All money ain't good money. All opportunities may not be good opportunities either, but they may be learning something that you can learn from, which does make it an opportunity to sharpen your senses or sharpen your wits. So, to answer your question straight off, I would just look, observe, listen, and be in tune with that moment. Sometimes quiet is good. When some things are too loud, you can't focus. You can't grasp what's really going on. You're trying to multitask.
Yeah.
You're doing things with your hands, but your mind is moving the other direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, for me, who I'm being, first of all, are we live? I don't see us on the screen, Spence. Shout out
Shout out to
Shout out to
Frozone.
Frozone.
Because you're probably on the wrong live channel on that. You're definitely live.
All right, let's check this out. Make
Thank you
sure.
for the shout out, by the way.
Make sure.
Always.
Yeah, of course, man. We got to shout out.
Yeah, you got it.
We got to shout Frozone out. I don't know. It's not showing like it's live, but so who am I being in the valley? I'm being patient. I'm being quiet. You know, I'm being honest with myself.
Okay.
You know, because you gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta take ownership of why you were there. You know. Oh yeah, there we go. You gotta take ownership of why you're there in the first place. You know. So for me, there's a lot of emotions that come up that I get present to, and sometimes those emotions are not always positive. You know, sometimes you feel angry, you feel resentful. You know, it's not necessarily towards anybody. It could be towards yourself too.
Okay.
You know, so Gotta learn to forgive yourself, whatever it is.
Well, that goes to the premise
And
of
forgive others too.
goes to the premise of the show. Did you, when you invested in something, uh, the percentage of the investment, if you put a world of wealth into something, you can expect to get a world of wealth out, but also you have the opportunity to lose that investment, right? So, um, some people, the flip side of the coin is the entitlement part. They feel as though, no, I put this time in. This is what I'm owed. This what it's definitely a gamble, you know. But if you don't play the dollar, what Nas said, the buck for the lotto could
The
buck
buck, the buck,
for the bottle could have struck the
the
lotto.
lotto. The buck I bought the bottle could have struck the lotto.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you don't play the lotto, you can't win the lottery.
That's
You
true.
didn't invest nothing.
Yeah. So why you mad?
But if you invested in the bottle, you get drunk.
Yeah, but even if you did invest and whatever, you find yourself in the valleys. I mean, there's a lesson to be learned from that and everything.
You keep saying valley. What do you say? Referring to Valley of the Dry Bones?
No, we don't live in a valley of the dry bones because that's death.
Okay. All right.
That's death.
I was just checking in,
No,
brother.
no, no. We're not doing death no time soon, brother.
Death.
It's all life.
All right.
But sometimes God asks you to sit still while He's doing stuff or rearranging stuff, or the universe, whoever you believe in.
Right.
You're forced to sit still while things are being reconstructed or being, figured out. So for me, I don't force nothing that doesn't need to be forced in that season. I mean, depending on what you believe in,
But do you feel as though that you are a game changer, that if you are in that valley, you have something to do with the opportunity or lack of opportunities?
elaborate on that.
So when you are facilitating so that you can make a power move, so that you could elevate constantly, right? Do you hold yourself accountable?
Yeah, you have to.
All right, I would think so. I know you're my Taurian brother,
You have to.
but if something, but on the flip side of that, if something goes wrong, do you take accountability for that too, or lack of energy that you could have put more energy, you should have thought it more out.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta look at where you could have did better. I mean,
I'm a whole lot better now that I'm older with this. With this
dude,
game.
we're growing every day.
Right.
It's constant elevation.
Right.
And even when you constant elevate, you still sometimes you could, where you feel like you've transformed or elevated past a certain way of being. Sometimes that way of being revisits you. You see what I'm saying? And it's up to you. It's almost like a test now to see if you've mastered that lesson or that way of being, or do you have to go through the same lessons over? Now, how many times are we gonna go through the same lessons over before we say it's enough? I'm gonna change, or there's no such thing as change. I'm gonna transform who I'm being, or this way of being.
I think self mastery though is a constant. You should question yourself constantly, because if you say that you mastered something, that almost means that you've learned everything in that theory or theorem that could possibly be learned, and there's nothing else to be expanded.
No, you can't. But you see, there's always, if you constantly elevating, you're constantly learning.
Right, but that's why I said self mastery is a ever changing situation. What I think today, or what I thought yesterday, is not maybe what I think today. It's a a higher algorithm. It's a higher vibration because I'm able to work out that that question theory that I had yesterday. I'm able to put it in action. I'm able to test it against things, trial and error. And now, yesterday was just a thought because I thought about it. Now, once we put some action into it, I've seen the movement of it or lack of movement. So I've tried it on someone else. I've asked someone else and got their feedback of pretty much what we do on the show. We pull out examples, we bring it to and put it on the table, and we talk to our listeners and followers, and hopefully look, like, subscribe, share, because we're a community, and it's not about one person. It's about us living together, communicating, and being able to share values. You talk about transformation a lot, and to transform together.
See, and that's watch this. When I was going through my transformational workshops and all that stuff, they used to always say, once you transform, you can't go back into your old environment. Because now that you found this new transformation, it's like if you go back into your old space, it's like going back into the past, and it's like it's easy to get sucked back into those old habits and those old ways of being. So that's why a lot of times when you see me like passionately swinging my gauntlet about what I stand for, even around here, is because I'm trying to stand on these new principles that I've developed for myself, whereby I can stand in my old environment and not be pulled back into that way of being.
Well, I agree.
Because the mission now, watch this. I came back into this community, and when I thought I was alone on this whole job or work of transformation, I started realizing, I ran into Frozone. You know, come from the same work. Ran into Purple, come from the same work. I got a whole new team, Sarah. She jumped into the work, and she's going heavy.
Peace out to Sarah.
Peace out to Sarah.
Peace out to Purple.
So, when you think that you are, for lack of better terms, an angel on a solo mission and there's no backup, backup shows up.
But in that transformation, knowledge is key.
Knowledge is
so, I agree with what
And guess what?
I
You was there for the journey too.
I agree with what you're saying, but I also feel as though once you have navigated through a space, returning to that space isn't a problem because you know how to navigate through it and get out of it.
Oh yeah.
While you were in it, at that time that was a valley, and you didn't have.
But I'm not
GPS.
even. But watch this though. I'm not calling the hood or. This
No,
is not,
no,
we're not
we're just saying
We're not
space.
living in the hood.
We're just saying
We're not in the hood
space.
even where we at right now.
We're
Just to clarify that.
We're just saying a space,
space, got
that you
you.
don't
Yeah.
revisit as often, or you have to know where you came from to know where you're going. So if you forget where you came from, we see that a lot today. People are in another place, but they forget where they were born.
Yo, I was driving down South Orange Avenue.
You just talked about that yesterday,
I was driving down South Orange Avenue. Was it me and Rich?
I think you did say Rich.
Or no, it was me and Obed.
Okay.
Me and Obed.
Okay.
And we driving down South Orange, coming back from a job or something. And shout out to Obed, man.
Salute.
So we driving down, and I'm looking at all these new buildings. They had a whole brand new school.
Right.
That I ain't even see it. Like, it must have been some charter school, but it's big. Like, I was like, and I said to myself, whoa, when's the last time I was in this hood? I said, this is my old community. Like, I used to drive up and down those streets and mash up and just, oh my gosh. But now I go through there and I'm like, when did they put this here? When did they put this here? And then other parts, I'm looking like, oh my God, why does this corridor look so dirty? And it was hard to see it when you were in it. But now coming back to it, not that I left, but I just, certain parts, you don't drive after a certain, I'm sure growing up, after certain years, you realize like, damn, I haven't driven down this street in like 2 years. And then by the time you drive down that street, it's like, you live in the same neighborhood, but you just stopped taking that route in a long time. And then by the time you drive down there, it's like a new building or a new community. And you're like, wow.
So in this instance, right?
And it goes back to the self-investment, because now are people leaving the communities and abandoning the communities, or are they coming back and investing back in self, investing back in the community? Like investing back in themselves
Let me ask
to
you a
invest
question.
themselves in the community.
When you lived in that area, you thought a certain way, right? And when you were able to move out of that area, you think a different way. So when you revisited, what I'm getting from your statement about South Orange Avenue, you are able to see the value in the area in which once you dwelled and it was just common.
And watch this. This is all part of sitting still.
Right.
Because if I didn't sit still, I would have never went or got invited out that day to take a drive to go do whatever, and then find myself driving down that block, and I'm like, wow. So it's like even in the sitting still and being patient, it's almost like you're reminded of certain places or certain things. You're reminded of who you were, or where you came from. You get flashbacks. So that's good, but we kind of got into the show a little bit today early, but
I was just gonna say, you ever heard the statement, things change but
remain the same.
continue to remain the same.
Yeah. Oof.
But do they really remain the same? So things change, but do you change? Or
See,
do you change, or the things change, right? One of the two changes, because
when I hear that word change,
change is good. Change is good. Change. You can't speak on transformation without understanding that change
But
has to
change-
occur. Change has to occur.
when you change something, you it's like you change you switch the nature of the thing.
Not necessarily. The nature.
Watch this.
Listen. The nature. Your genetic makeup is your genetic makeup.
Would you say change is?
Hold up. Your genetic makeup is your genetic makeup.
Okay.
Now, once you learn something, you add into that genetic makeup.
But it doesn't
right?
change you.
Oh, but you change it.
You transform. You add to it.
But transform means change.
No.
So a butterfly
Transforms.
has not always
It's
been
still
a
the same,
butterfly. What was it before it was a butterfly?
It mortified. What's the word? It
Metamorphosis.
It morphed
From?
from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Okay, so is it still a caterpillar?
It transformed.
Oh, whoa. Did it change? Did it change?
I ain't gonna win this fight. I ain't gonna win. But listen, watch this.
Listen.
Is it now? Watch. To change something, could you also say that could mean you're trying to fix it?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why I said it's not. It could be a bad thing to change.
Okay. So now watch this.
You ever heard somebody say, "Oh, that boy changed," or that girl changed? Did a 360?
All right.
If you do a 360, what does that mean? That means you started at one point and you went right back to that same point.
Now watch
if I
this.
do 180 degrees, I do an about face. I'm standing this way and I change the direction. I go from north to south. I go from south to north. I go from east to west, or west to east. That's changing, right? But if I start at one point and come right back to the same point.
So what would you say transformation is then?
Transformation is elevation.
Okay. So what? I prefer elevation to
Oh, but-
elevate
but-
a situation than to change the situation.
But it also
Constant elevation.
is not always upwards.
I mean, okay, watch this though. So I'm gonna say some things.
So if you was a millionaire,
I'm gonna say some things, and I don't want to get bashed by the.
go ahead,
public, but,
go ahead,
you
go
know, I
ahead.
don't
I'm
wanna get
listening.
bashed
I'm
by
listening.
you.
I'm listening.
But what was Obama's campaign slogan? President Obama. Change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Change, change, change. How long have we been screaming change? And this is not a bash at former President Obama.
Mm-hmm.
But see, when you try to change or fix something, guess what happens? What you're translating or communicating with the universe, you're actually keeping it the same.
No.
Because you're, watch this now, watch this. No. Hold on. When you take a car, right? Let's say you buy a car, you drive it off the lot, the engine knocks. You take it back, they change, or to take the engine out and they change it and give you another engine. Now, do you think that car is going to run better than the original engine?
That's a trick question. If
How's
you
that a
know
trick
that there's a, hold on, I'm gonna answer it. If you know that the problem is the engine, you didn't change the car, you changed the engine. So you asked me, is the car gonna run better? No, the engine's gonna run better because it's a different engine. The car,
No.
hold up, the
engine
engine
might
is in
not
the
even
car.
it might not even run better because guess what? That was not the original engine for that car.
All right, I'm gonna give it to you. Same question, different coincidence.
Okay.
Someone has a heart attack,
Oh, even better.
right? They get a heart transplant,
Okay.
right? Is their heart,
Stronger now because
Fixed?
is it fixed? No.
what has it been?
It was changed and it was fixed.
It was changed and it was repaired.
It was repaired, but does it make it? Once it repairs, it's
repaired is fixed.
watch this, but it's not it's different from
So
transform.
no. So we're
Because
going back
it's on
to
the way. It's on the way down. Once you
go-
repair
we're going
something,
back to
once you
Obama.
take away from the original nature of it,
Yes,
it's never the same.
we're going back to President Obama though.
Okay, did anything
And you
change?
said change.
Yeah.
So
What has changed?
the exchange of one heart for another vessel, or whether it be what you call it? It might not be a real heart. It might be a pacemaker, right? Something put into place to do the job of the heart was changed. One thing was changed for another to do the job.
But how long would that pacemaker last? I mean, how long would that person last on a
Greg,
on a pacemaker or on that borrowed heart?
I love how you add on questions, and we're gonna answer all the questions. Don't have a problem answering the question. What I don't. So if you had a problem for, let's say
Spencer, you get this.
let's say
conversation,
400 years.
I'm not getting involved in this.
Let's say you've had,
We need your opinion on
you've
this.
had a
one.
problem for 400 years.
Yeah.
So someone comes in and has the time period of 8 years to fix or repair or change a problem. What does he have to start changing?
What you did before.
The people's mind state,
Oh.
which is constant elevation.
But wait.
If you can change a people's
But watch
mind
this.
state,
How do you? But see, the word English is a bastard language.
you know I was going to go there next.
Yes. But you see, the words don't even do us justice.
But because you use this word change.
I don't use it.
I'm showing you. No, because we used it in a conversation.
I heard
How many
you
other
using it.
words that I use behind change that mean the same thing as change? I said transform. You said fix.
Hold on.
I said repair.
Let's Google this because I don't think transform means the same as change.
You never watched Transformers as a kid? You don't change from Optimus Prime to a truck?
You transform.
No. From a truck to a robot? That's transforming.
All right.
From Bumblebee, from a car to a robot? Transforming.
Okay. Hold on.
Transformation. That's why I say it's not only positive.
Transform.
Dracula transforms too. To a bat.
But he doesn't change.
Whoa. He doesn't change.
transforms.
But that, what, a bat and a.
But he's still Dracula.
So the bat is Dracula too?
It's Dracula's in the bat.
When you see the bat, you don't call him Dracula.
I know
say
it's
that
Dracula.
bat- no, you don't.
I know it's Dracula
It's
because
a million bats.
But that bat.
That specific one, why he got
bat-
a bow tie? Stop it. Stop. We're not about to do that right now. I love you too much in our birthday month acting like that. You should be ashamed
All right.
of yourself.
So to transform, make a thorough or dramatic change in the form.
Change. It uses the word change in the definition. Hold up. Give me some. After you get there, I need a couple.
Appearance, appearance or character of lasers have transformed cardiac surgery.
Woo! Wow. It's almost like I know the dictionary.
So wait.
You want to know what I think?
What do you think?
All right, we're bringing in Frozone
We need
on this
Frozone
one.
on this.
So,
The mediator.
what I think is what Tolu's talking about is a type of transformation where you discover something about yourself that reveals something about yourself that you like.
You never
that was always there. That was always there. You're just discovering it. So it's not necessarily a change. It's a discovery.
I agree with you, Frozone. But what in a valid point?
Shoes off for this. I'm sorry.
A valid point that he said is that something that was present inside of yourself that you may not have known, but that doesn't mean in the value system of morals and ethics that other people didn't see that in you. So if I notice that you are powerful, but you didn't know you were powerful, and I'm treating you like a king, but you didn't know you were a king, or you treating a woman like she's a queen, and she doesn't know she's a queen?
Don't go there.
Did we talk about that? Get your mic.
Yeah, we spoke about that. April 29th.
We so alike.
Jesus,
we're so
stop
different
it.
that we are alike.
Bro, we're in the same month.
But us personally, right?
Yeah.
Even when I don't like something you say, or I say, I don't know, I can't identify with that. If I sit on it for just a moment, I say, you know what, bro? I do agree with that part of it. And then you always say that too. You say, I don't want to attest to that, but that's my bro. I know he's coming from that angle for a certain reason, because we all think it's like that.
Listen, I know where you're going with that. And the thing is, you have to give everybody a chance. You know, same way I got emotions and ways of being.
Yes.
That I'm learning to master every day. Other people have that too. Everybody has ways of being that they're proud of, ways of being that they're not proud of.
And they attribute to it differently. They use it differently. They facilitate them differently.
Yeah.
What I said to you the other day, I said, I know you got knowledge of certain things. I'm not even going to question their knowledge. I said, but when you move next on this situation, what wise ways and actions, how are you going to navigate differently in this same valley, this same place that you have visited before?
Oh,
remember we just had that conversation?
This not the first time. A lot of people find themselves in the valleys in different seasons of their life. So
Right. The season going to return.
it's going to return. Now, what did you do?
The season definitely is going to return.
What are you going to do? Like, what? Did you exercise enough muscle training the last time you were there? So now when you find yourself here, it's almost like, okay.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory. Boom, 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 boom. Did this, I did that, boom, boom, boom. I know how to do this, I know how to. But you see that the valley is where you It's the resting place. It's the place where you regather yourself. It's the place where you rejuvenate, where you re-strategize, come up with a new plan. Like, for example, I'll give you a great example. The homie Lau. Shout out to the homie Lau.
Salute, Lau.
You know, still playing chess.
Family
We still
forever.
got the chessboard. He's family forever, bro. You know what I mean? Like, because when a lot of people thought Lau was off doing other stuff and creating stories about him, whatever, I spoke to Lau recently, and he told me what he was up to. And everything that people were projecting or whatever, he wasn't. And then he showed me what he was working on. He was regrouping. He was in the valley of his season.
Create your
Creating.
own dialogue. Self-invest.
And if you see what I showed you, what he created, right? The little animation piece.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I saw that and I'm like, that's what you've been up to. I can't be mad. And then, sometimes when people are in their valley places, it's easy to assume what they're doing or what they're not doing, who they're with, the conversations they're having. The whole time we were over here accusing Lau of, I'm gonna just say it. We was over here accusing Lau of hanging out with the ops.
I don't know about we.
Well, I was.
All right, now.
Not you.
All
when
right,
I say
all
we,
right,
I
all
know
right,
who I
all
meant
right,
or
all
what I
right.
mean when I say we. We was, but come to find out, he was nowhere near the ops
Okay.
the whole time. He was in the valley creating, minding his business, staying to himself, being patient, and just seeing what God or the universe was bringing to
So
him.
when we both say that and be in agreement, when we say transformation and change, right? Both are needed for preservation.
I would just agree with you just to agree today,
So
because I don't
I
want to
know
keep.
you're at the Art of War now.
Yeah.
48 laws of power.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about transformation and change. So, in order to get to the next step, if you are going in the wrong direction,
But you see-
hold on. If you're going in the wrong direction, do you not have to change direction?
No, watch this.
He don't like that. He don't like
Watch
it.
this.
He don't like
Watch
it.
this, though.
All right.
But if you're going in a new direction, right?
I ain't say no. I said wrong.
Okay, watch this.
Look,
I'm giving you a
Boy,
remix.
you was crafty.
I'm giving you a remix. If you're going in a new direction,
Right.
and your old direction keep tugging on you, right?
Got you.
What you gonna have to do? You're gonna have to kill off that old sometimes to get to the new.
To kill the direction?
No, not the direction, but the old,
The thought?
the
The
thought, the way of being, whatever it is.
Or elevate from it.
Transform. Constant elevation.
Elevate from it.
It doesn't change.
Changes.
It doesn't change. It's still the nature.
Listen.
The problem.
I'm going to kill this with
The
one.
problem is still the same. Okay, watch this.
Would you like a glass of ice water?
No. I like my water room temperature.
Why? You don't like change?
The ice transformed the nature of the water. The water's still the same.
But when you boil water, it evaporates.
But guess what?
So do you like? No.
So guess what?
So do
It
you
did
like
not-
steamed
watch this.
broccoli?
So the water did not change. It just transformed and went
no,
up
it
there.
did transform.
It went up there
It
and
changed from liquid
To
to gas.
transformed.
Change.
It's still
Change.
But guess what? It still can transform back from gas to liquid.
No. Listen, transform is like breaking.
So
You know-
we are on this topic of change and transform.
Talking about change.
I'll give you some
transforming.
change. I'll give you some change. I got some. But watch
We
this.
got some birthdays.
Hold on.
We gotta get to those birthdays.
We're going to get there. Last statement.
All right.
Last statement. Police in a community.
Mm-hmm.
Has it changed?
Police what?
Has it changed
Police
crime?
the entity?
The energy, the
That-
presence, has it changed?
But police can't change crime.
Huh. I thought they could fix it.
No, they're there to police it.
Huh. So okay.
So when crime, you said crime is happening, right?
okay.
So if the mindset of a people
So let's-
is that we self-invest in our communities and we don't want any crime to be there,
we get that.
do we?
We can police ourselves.
We change our way of thinking,
Transform.
and we transform. I'm gonna give you some, and we transform those thoughts into a new way of thinking, showing
See,
elevated transformation.
All right, we finally got to somewhere. We can leave it there now.
We agree that it's the same.
Listen, I'm happy now. He's finally seen my point.
Oh, you see his point.
And I see his point too. I see his point about change, but we gonna get back and have a more
all right.
Yeah, let's go to commercial.
Says
let's go to
Frozone.
commercial, says Frozone. We're gonna get back to it, but not today. We're gonna get back to change and transformation. Actually,
We'll leave that thought out there for you.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that back on
It's
a
okay to
bigger
transform.
platform and a bigger conversation. But we got self-investment and entitlement to get into today. So right now we're just gonna go to commercial.
Just need a little bit of change.
All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow on YouTube. And we also want to apologize for not being with y'all last week.
And late this week.
And late this week because, we were having some technical difficulties in the studio. And, to be honest, the technology was acting up today. So, that's our sincere apology. We will be constantly elevating the show moving forward as of next month. You'll start to notice a few transformations and changes to the programming.
He's terrible.
Let's go to commercial, Frozone.
We're back. And we're working.
Don't be mad because we working. And we're back.
I like that. That was dope.
Yeah. Yeah, so
He transformed it. You heard him? He's just still trying to get his point off. Trip.
listen, man.
He's over
We
there.
only get better each show.
All right.
Transformers.
Roll out.
Tolu in disguise.
Don't make me
I
change.
was looking for the best caption to come back with Transformers. I didn't want to say robots in disguise because we're not robots,
And Autobots too.
Humans in disguise.
Right.
Capsule in.
Disguise. Oh wow.
Oh, capsules in disguise. Ooh,
I
I
have
like that.
something there, Frozone. Okay. We working.
All right, so this week's update, bro, you played me that Pusha T and Jigga track, Neck and
Neck and wrist.
Wrist.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that was pretty interesting.
I
Why
haven't
why
heard
the
the whole
why the
thing.
name Neck and Wrist? Is that
like,
gold chains on the neck and wrist? Gold, ice?
possibly rollies on the wrist and necklaces on the neck?
Ooh. That's what we doing?
Well,
I mean, I didn't see Jay adorn nothing on his neck in a minute.
well, Jay helped transform
Culture.
the gold era to the platinum era. If you think about
Change clothes.
it. Oof.
Oh,
Don't
I know you're gonna
massage my
change
ego.
clothes. He ain't say transform clothes now. Gotta give you
It
that.
might have meant transform.
No,
clothes.
no. You change your clothes. You don't transform your clothes. But you see the language? Yeah.
So
But yeah, the track.
so Jay hasn't. I'm yet to hear anything, and that's
What
for
you
me
mean?
with my ear to the street
Oh,
about Jay-Z saying anything. But Young Guru did defend the fact that he was not
Talking about
dissing Birdman
Birdman and who else were they supposed to allegedly dissing?
because he said Blue Money. No, he said Bluebirds, right? Which could be the Twitter sign.
Twitter sign.
Uh, and it's like, I guess the bird part being Birdman, he blew BLEW.
Now,
He blew money. He
you see now.
effed up some money.
Now, we all know Jay loves a triple combo.
Entendres.
If you want to call it, I call it triple combo metaphors. Bow, bow, bow. One metaphor will mean
Three
three different things, and it'll have your brain going here, here, and here.
Yeah.
But me, I just stay here with it in one track, because once
It's
you
definitely talent. It's a skill to do
it's
that.
a skill. It's a skill. So I'm not gonna say who he was speaking on. I heard the track.
How'd you feel about it? It's a nice track.
It was a nice track.
Pusha T,
You know what?
salute.
Shout out to Pusha T. Now,
I mean, he's on the move right now.
now, I would say this. Pusha T, I like his flow. He switches it up. Like, he knows how to stay constant with.
And you see his growth from it.
Oh.
You said,
Bro.
Now that's a transformation.
Hold on. You want to talk about the Capsule, and you want to talk about Pusha T and the clips and
Hey, Pharrell's on that track.
hold on,
too.
and wait, what was the first crew? Was it not Absol? Who was them dudes that used to run with them?
Neptune?
No, Neptunes. It was some other dudes that used to run with them, and they clicked. It was this tall dude. I forgot his name. They all came from Virginia. I forgot his name.
Clips?
From the clip. It was a bunch of. It was
His brother.
his brother and him, and then there were two other guys that were signed with them. They might have been under their label
Under that label.
at the time, because I remember when they came and performed the SOB. I got the tape still. It's in the capsule. It's in the capsule. So watching him from back then, shout out to Pusha T and Malice. Malice is a beast. But, and Malice found God, not but, so he kind of like bowed out the game. But to see Pusha T carry the torch for the clips and his brother and
he
just
held it
constantly
down.
elevating the flows. I mean, forget that he raps about, he has a million metaphors for Coke.
Yeah.
Diet Coke, Slim Coke, Black
You
Coke,
talking
white
about family?
family.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. Them some spitters.
Listen, they was some spitters. I still got the tape. We keep the receipts, bro.
We form like Voltron. He's over here, we spitting it, we finding out. We know you guys want to know what we want, what we like to know. You know what I mean?
But what I'm going back to is see, for me, I feel like Pusha T has tapped into that realm where he discovered that lyrics or even the art of rapping, there's different dimensions. There's different.
on his job.
Oh, he's on his job. I see it.
I see
Shout
it
out to
working.
Frozen. I think he's discovered that, just like Jay, that there's different rooms or dimensions when it comes to the art of flow. So your flow doesn't have to constantly remain the same over time. You can transform with the time or times. You can go into the different dimensions of hip hop and pull out a different style each time, because the style he kicked on this one, at first I'm like,
Jay-Z, right?
no, Pusha.
What, did you hear Jay-Z's?
I heard,
Yes.
oof, I didn't get to him yet.
Okay.
Did you hear Pharrell's the little breakdown? Yeah. That's music. It wasn't.
Pharrell's a master of that, though.
Jeez. Listen, man.
But
Pay attention,
not
guys.
to cut you off, right? Pharrell from the musical incident of it is transposing. See, that's something he does all day.
Pharrell,
He's definitely
he's
on the Neptune.
he's a Neptune. He's a Neptune.
Yeah.
He's on a different planet.
He's on a different planet.
You know, did you watch the interview with Rick Rubin that he did a while back?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
He was on the Ye joint too, right?
Pharrell.
Yeah, when
I can't remember.
Ye brought him the track, and he ran out the building, ran out the studio.
Oh,
was
yeah. On a documentary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you see, newcomers to the game,
Self-invested.
old comers to the game, you have to self-invest, and there's also an entitlement when you reach that level of mastery.
They deserve their
They
flowers.
deserve it, and they feel entitled. That track was all about entitlement.
Right. They already did the neck and wrist.
They already did the 16 bars in the choruses, 16 bar in the choruses, 16 bar in the chorus, and that's it.
That's standard.
That's standard. They're giving you different dimensions.
But they mastered boom bap first.
Because you gotta master the basics.
You gotta know. See, you can go to Malice or Pusha T and ask them about Snoop, Pac, Biggie.
Oh,
and they
listen.
have done their homework.
Oh, listen.
Chuck D.
Wasn't Pusha
Rakim.
T crediting Jay for a reference line that
Yes,
he
yes,
studied or something that he used?
yes.
I mean, I don't follow a lot of the details, but I just see the highlights and stuff like that. And you know, once in a while I might go into the story and read it, but I was just passing by and I saw it. And
When you can be so braggadocio like he is, but humble.
Yo, the man said he found new levels of bragging.
That's right.
Yo, he said his wife is an interior designer.
Uh-huh.
I was watching listening to something recently, less than a week. He said his wife was an interior designer when they were getting their house in Maryland. She wanted to put the standard curtains and stuff. And she came to him with the interior designer like, hey, babe, what do you think about this? And he's like, nah, why don't you put something I can rap about? Why don't you put a window blind that I can control from my iPad so I can rap about it? Because I need to brag about shit like that. That's
that. Talk about bragging rights.
why you mad? When you can self-invest in it, if you worked hard enough to live that life,
I know I can.
be what I want to
be. Huh? Shout out to Nas.
Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Pusha T and Eclipse and the new song Family and Jay-Z. Pharrell. Shout out to Birdman, you know,
Right.
Cash Money, Lil Wayne and them too.
Well, you want to discuss Master P? Didn't Master P did a group situation with?
I mean, let me just make sure that's
bring up that
let me just make sure that was true because I saw it somewhere and
So while you looking that up, we're going to the birthdays. Yeah, we're going to. Happy birthday to Q-Tip.
Yes, Q-Tip.
Today.
How old is he? I mean, we can mention his name because, you know.
52.
Ooh, listen. Hip-hop.
Another birthday.
Hip-hop is growing up, bro.
Babyface.
Ooh, how old is
He's
Babyface?
sitting on 6'4", man.
Jesus. How does he...
How does he keep
How does
the
he
baby
look?
face?
Yeah. Jeez.
Talking about
I saw...
throwback from the deal
Dude,
days.
I
Two
saw-
occasions and all that.
I saw, what's his face?
Top 20 producers.
No, hold on. I saw New Edition
Right.
about, what, a week ago?
Nice visual. Yes, sir.
Listen, they, man, I felt like I was a kid.
Tribe Called Quest. We can't leave that out.
Listen, shout out to Taco Quest.
Shout out to Tribe.
No, but listen, I saw some of the legends last week, and a lot of them look good.
Yeah.
Yo, them New Edition brothers
I was gonna
did
go
not
there.
grow up.
You said a
They-
lot?
Listen,
You said a lot of them look good. What it was?
Bobby looked great too. Bobby looked like he put some weight on him, but he looked good.
You know.
You know,
He said he was the king of R&B. I still feel
Listen,
as though-
Bobby is the king of R&B. Leave my brother alone.
Oh no, I was agreeing, brother.
Okay.
I don't want no problems with
All right,
Bobby.
all right.
He was in Newark too.
Well, listen. Bobby is the king
this
of
is
R&B.
second home.
Listen, Bobby was on that stage
Getting it.
getting it. Getting it, okay?
Red bottom hats and all that.
You seen it.
Ooh,
I heard
wee.
they what was you telling me about in every
I think they're changing clothes colors in
every state, huh? Wow.
I saw them with the gray with the red bottoms in the Carolinas. Shout out to
Oh, you know who
New
I saw
Edition.
too? Ooh, I saw Jodeci out there, man.
Wow. Casey and JoJo.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Shout
them
out
brothers-
to the Jodeci.
Them brothers,
Grew up on that type of music, man.
yeah, them brothers, let's just say,
We ain't gonna pass judgment.
yeah, we're not gonna pass judgment. Let's just say, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there, cause they still one of my favorite groups.
Most definitely.
Yeah, bro, I was walking through the crowd, and I heard, "It's been a while since you've been gone.
Oh, hey! I ain't know you was gonna belt one out.
Can't live without you."
Oh man.
What, dude? I was walking through that crowd singing that song, like.
Brought you back.
Brought me back. Fiending for you. I can't leave you alone. You got me fiend. What? Oh my gosh, bro.
That's the
I
era.
feel like I was a kid all over again. It brought me so much joy. Right into AZ back. Shout out to Do It All, man.
Shout out to AZ. I
Yeah.
saw AZ.
Yeah, you know. So moving right along, you know, so I did the research. I couldn't find anything about Master P signing to.
Okay, so that was just talk.
It might have been clout. Prophet Muscle. I don't know if you follow Prophet
Yeah,
Muscle.
I seen that.
His captions be misdirecting.
Right.
His caption might read,
Little clickbaitery.
yeah, clickbait. Like, why did Jay-Z spit on Dame Dash's face?
Oh wow.
2 days ago. And you be like, oh, click, I want to see this. And they be like, nothing of the like. You know? And you be like, this guy, I don't even click none of his stuff anymore, you know. But Prophet Muscle, man, you need to chill. But anywho, yeah. So on Fresh Off the Press.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. I guess they ready for the damn. I'll let you do the hot off the press. Fresh, hot off the press. Talib Kweli.
Oh, yeah.
I remind you.
Yeah, that's
Remind you a little
big.
reminder.
That's really big. May 3rd,
May 3rd, 2022.
2022.
They even set a date.
Talib Kweli.
No. Black Star. Don't disrespect. Don't
and
disrespect.
Yasin Bey.
No, Black Star.
Black Star is back together.
Yes. So it's not Talib Kweli.
Well, that's why
Yasin
you know
Bey.
we're introducing them.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, because we
gotta-
definitely
we gotta
both
handle
brothers
them.
have invested
We
in
gotta
themselves.
handle them and care.
Okay, most definitely.
Especially Mos Def.
Luminary.
He's a gem.
Yes, he's definitely a gem.
He's a gem. I can't wait to hear what he shines light on.
It's definitely gonna be some light shine.
Ooh.
Do we got that visual?
I think we
Frozen
have
on
the
of that?
visual. I mean, what's the name of the album? I mean, you brought it to my attention. You know, no time, no. What's it called? No fear of time.
No fear of time.
No fear of time. I remember.
Yes,
See,
yes,
I was on
yes,
my
yes,
homework.
yes. No fear of time.
But
May
did you see-
3rd. Only on Luminary.
Luminaries.
If you don't know what Luminary is, Google it.
What is Luminary?
It's it looks to be
Shining light. Or
a
something?
new, maybe an intro to a form of a metaverse.
I like that. Now, when I saw that, it reminded me of
The beginning.
the beginnings. See, when there was
Backpack.
watch this. when there was major record labels, the Def Jams, the the Island Records, the Atlantics,
Well,
you
Island
know,
still was independent, right? It was a sub.
sub
like
of Def Jam.
yeah.
So when you got the Atlantics, the Universals, the
BG,
big wigs,
BGM,
BG,
Brothers Man Group,
EMI,
BMG,
what was them old ones? Give me a
Uh,
few old ones.
Priority,
Priority Records,
Electra,
Jive, Electra. And you have those powerhouses.
Jabba.
You took it back. When you have those powerhouses, and then you have a small boutique like Rawkus come out of nowhere. A boutique label, Koch,
Right.
come out of nowhere and cause that much
And
raucous.
swinging,
Whew.
swords, Geffen.
Sony.
Swords, right? Well, Sony's
Sony
part
was
of
big,
Berto's
yeah.
Man's group. Sony BMG. Remember they?
Oh yeah. So Sony was kind of like a.
They were still
derivative,
a superpower. I'm surprised Sony made that move. I'm surprised Panasonic never made that. Or Akai. Remember when Akai had TVs and stuff? They had money.
Oh, Akai did have TVs. Now, but
Everybody was in recording. It was in the studio.
watch this. I feel like they're
Production.
making the same move all over again with Luminaries, where it's like, in this era where everybody has these. I mean, we got a lot of more.
Streaming.
Watch this. We have more independent labels now, but then you still have some big power machines that are still fighting to be relevant. And rather than come out on one of those powerhouses, they decided to go with something new. Now, I heard a story today that Doodle was telling about his record label. What was I forget what they were signed to. I think it was Lord of the Underground's record label. Basically, when Lord of the Underground's was signed to they were signed to a
Pendulum.
yes, Pendulum. They were signed to Pendulum, and it was them and another group. They only had two groups,
Jersey Kids.
but them two groups was. He was telling a story about when they used to be at the Palladiums rocking. It used to be like Def Jam artists and all these big artists swinging and rapping and doing their thing, and it was just him and the other group from Pendulum, and they would come in there and they would just do their thing, and they caused more noise than the big record labels because they were self-invested in themselves, and they also had this self-entitlement. There was a self-entitlement like, yeah, like we got this too.
Well, they had to, coming from Jersey and you going to Palladium, you had to show out and act like you deserved to be there. That's almost like
Oh yeah,
being in a tunnel.
that's almost like being in Apollo.
If you made
That's
it to
almost
the
like
Apollo,
being-
you gotta show out.
That's almost like being,
If you show up, you gotta show out.
yeah, Diggable Planets.
Right. Oh, they won Pendulum?
Yeah,
Wow.
Diggable Planets, Lord of the Undergrounds, Boogie Monsters, Chris
Remember
Walker.
Boogie Monsters?
I don't remember Melissa Morgan though.
Who?
Melissa Morgan. I don't remember.
Yeah,
her.
that's an R&B singer. Wow, that's
remember.
throwback.
I don't.
That's
I
like-
gotta go back and look.
Not Forget Me Nots. What's she saying?
But the whole point that we're making is, see, you don't need a big boutique or a big record label, to create mainstream noise. Like, do we have the image for, No Fear Time? Like look at even the artwork. The artwork looks like some ancestral traveling through the universe. The ancestors traveling through the universe.
That's Melissa Morgan.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Take it out the door. See, I be forgetting the names.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Hey, listen, we getting old, bro. To give you peace of mind.
Whoa.
But shout out
Shout out.
to
Salute,
Melissa
salute,
Morgan.
salute, salute.
But yeah, going back to Black Planet. I think
You said Black Planet.
I said Black.
you put it in the capsule for real. It's
No.
America Online.
No, not Black Planet.
Yeah.
Not Black Planet. Going back to Black Star. I said Black Planet, but it is a Black Planet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look at them,
Dope
bro. Like,
artwork.
yo, that artwork is sick. No, can we keep it there for a second? Cause
Yeah, it's there.
okay,
That reminds me of that Busta Rhymes.
put your eyes in my eyes to see.
Yeah,
Dun,
those,
dun,
that,
dun,
that
dun, dun,
artwork.
dun,
Yeah,
dun.
that visual.
Yeah.
Right?
And Scream, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But yo, that just reminds me of like the ancestors moving through the universe.
Right.
Like, look at that. You know, ancestors watching, watching down on us from the skies. That's dope, bro. Whoever did that artwork, shout out to them. I can't wait for that album. So yeah,
That's
I mean,
reflection.
that is reflection. So I mean, we're gonna go to commercial, Frozone. Whatever you got, hit us with it, and we'll come back with the conversation. And we'll wrap it up.
be back.
We'll be back, and we.
A little sooner than expected, but
Oh,
we're back.
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, we still having technical difficulties in the studio.
Because we're in the midst of transformation.
Yeah, we're in the midst of. I love how you brought that in, Frozone. We're in the midst of transformation. That's right. There's a few things going on here at the studio. We might be changing locations. This might be our last month here. Actually, it is going to be our last month here. Because the landlord.
elevating.
Yeah, we're constantly elevating. The landlord decided he wanted to sell the building. And, we put in our offer to buy, and he didn't take our offer. He took somebody else's offer. So
All right, this constant elevation.
we're gonna find a
wanna
new.
stay on
We're
the
gonna
positive
but we're gonna keep it moving though. So coming right back. You want to talk about Dreamville?
Shout outs to J. Cole, Dreamville, that whole movement was in Raleigh, North Carolina this year. The Dreamville Festival, April 2nd and April 3rd, a lot of artists.
I think we have the artwork for the flyer or something like that.
Yeah, Ja Rule, Ashanti, Fabio Foreign, BLXST,
Shout out.
Earth Gang, JID, Kalani,
Bird Gang.
Earth Gang,
Oh, Earth Gang.
Little Baby, Lute, Wizkid,
Wizkid?
Moray, yes, Wale,
They had Wizkid on the bill?
Wiz Khalifa, T-Pain, Rico Nasty, Omen, Kyle Banner, J. Cole himself, Lil Wayne, Jeezy, T.I., Kaz, Bia, Ari Lennox, Boss, DJ Drama with Gangsta Grills. It was action-packed. I heard it was a good look, a big look. Salute, J.
Salute.
Cole.
So what? That was
Every
his.
artist that was there, that was
his.
Saturday and Sunday.
That was his festival he put
Yeah.
together.
I think this is the third year.
Pretty good. I mean,
You know, that's so. The reason I brought that notion is he's invested in himself, and
He is.
he's
he's heavily. He had no choice though.
he's not looking to be entitled for New York rappers to bow to him and give him the honor that he expects. He's getting it from his hometown.
But he
He's
was
getting
looking
it
for. No, don't say that because he.
I'm
Came,
saying,
he came in a game.
Listen. What I said
Okay.
is he's promoting in his own space.
Oh, I get that.
Right? So
I get
he's
that.
doing the festival. He's not saying, oh, I got to come out to the West Coast and do Lollapalooza. I got to go to New York and do these things. He's doing his
He's
own
done that
he's
already.
invested. But how many of our rappers is close? Is not doing anything right in the area.
No. Listen, he's done that already. And sometimes, listen, I listen to the music. I pay attention. The last video he put out about Camel, whatever, I don't know if you saw that, right? He looked like he was referencing Jay-Z or talking to Jay-Z about what Jay-Z didn't do or did do or whatever. I mean, I feel like a lot of artists come from out of town, come to New York, and then they have this expectations or entitlement that I'm this big artist from such and such, I'm such and such, y'all gotta cater to me. And then when they realize that's not happening or that doesn't happen, you know, sometimes people get disgruntled and want to rap about stuff and put it in music. And then they go back home and realize, hey, maybe I should have done it in my space the whole time.
Well, we know New York is
Shout
the
out to New
home
York.
of hip hop. What I'm saying is, once you acknowledge and you get on, and you position yourself to be a name, you've invested in your home, you invested in your fans. Now, sometimes your fans love you more international before they even love you at home. We know this. You might be from Jersey, and
Onyx.
New York rappers love you more than
Onyx,
they love you in Jersey.
They loved overseas.
So once you get that
Lord of the
bag,
Undergrounds.
once you get that bag,
Redman,
create
Busta
it.
Rhymes.
Hold on. Once you get that bag, and you create an experience where other rappers, not necessarily from your town, but surrounding areas, surrounding regions, can come together, and it's as big as that.
In your town?
In New York, was the last time we had that? When Def,
Well, not those caliber though.
Well, we have Summer Jam.
Yeah, but Summer Jam's been kind of
That's our biggest thing right now.
been-
Right. And then we still incorporate who? The rappers from the South, the rappers from the West Coast in Summer Jam.
But,
When are we going to do something?
But you see, I think that's why it kind of watered down Summer Jam. I mean, I don't want to say we shouldn't have included them, but it's like
That's what Summer Jam is. Summer Jam is radio.
yeah, it's radio. But remember when Summer Jam used to be strictly New York?
Not really. It's never.
It was never really, but it was more catered.
If you was on the radio, you had a shot.
Yeah, and I remember the year Wiz Khalifa and Snoop came out there. I went out there to see them, but then
The dynamic.
the dynamic was like, it was just kind of like, I remember that. I got a few.
Even Philly. So Philly is so close to New York, right? Look at State Property. Shout out State Property. Shout out to Beanie. They felt as though they came to New York to get on.
New York is the Mecca.
But on the other side of things, there's a West Coast Mecca. And now I look at what J. Cole doing is starting a Mecca in the South.
Where is he from again? North
I
Carolina?
think Fayetteville, North Carolina.
North Carolina's gonna come up right now.
So now that connects Atlanta. That connects
A lot
Atlanta.
of New Yorkers are moving to North Carolina. A lot of New Jersey cats is moving to North Carolina and South Carolina
That connects
too.
Atlanta. That connects Texas. You see what I'm saying? So let's do the Midwest too. You might as well connect Detroit,
I see what he's doing. And then, plus you got Wale and
Baltimore,
WizKid on
DC,
there,
right?
Africans, Nigerians.
Yes, yeah.
you know.
And
So he's kind of like connecting the world.
So that brings us into that
International.
situation you were telling me that you had heard someone just pay a couple of seconds of a Afro
Oh, jeez.
Cuban or Afro
Nah. So let's get into it. I mean, since we there.
record. Yeah, you spit it because
So I was listening to Hot 97 a few days ago, and shout out to Ebro.
salute, Ebro.
But I just gotta say this, and I'm gonna call it out. So he introduced this new cat from South Africa. I forget the name. And then played his music, and it sounded fresh. It was like straight bars, you know.
Okay.
But he only played like one verse, like right when you're getting into it, they gave you. I don't know if that's the programming, but then right after that, he played Coil Ray, or what's her name, the new
Coil Ray.
Coil Ray, and she was featured with some other rappers. I tried to get into it, but I couldn't understand her flow. It sounded like she was mumbling, and then come to find out, her mumbles was actually the chorus. So I wasn't into that too much. But then he played, but what I noticed was he played the whole verse on that. And then he played drill music and went in on the drill music
Oh wow.
and played the whole verse, like New York drill music. So
Okay.
it started making me think, like, okay, we know the machine's always been a part of the problem, the radio. We know they constantly drilling and playing, music that is not really, how can I say this, healthy for the community. Especially young people. So when I heard them like playing the drill music back to back and playing all the verses for it and only played one verse of something that sounded intellectual, it made me feel some kind of way. Like, and then looking at the arrest,
But what
the
was it?
arrest, the arrest for the drill rappers that happened recently, the roundup or the raid,
Yeah. Those are 20 rappers.
20 rappers, right?
Yeah.
It
in
started
New York.
making me to really pay attention and say, what if the radio is actually a trap to draw that energy out? So now they can have more lockups in that whole drill scene. Especially New York. Because drill was never a part of New York music scene. But now we adapted to it.
It was.
I mean, shout out to drill rap.
You know,
I like some of the drill raps, not all of it.
it kind of followed the gang mentality. You know what I mean?
It does.
So once we know it was in Chicago.
I mean, but it is gang. Drill started from gang.
right?
Like, yeah.
So once that dynamic changed, and
And I guess the reason.
and the youth adopted it, then this is the music.
But watch this. I guess drill is more geared towards keeping it real about the whereabouts of the bodies and the crimes, because that's all it is. So it's like the feds and the cops, they sit there and they listen to the drill music. And I mean, when we was listening to Chicago drill, we was able to see the whole timeline of who got who and who retaliated on who, and the reason why they got this one's baby mother and they went after this one's brother. We saw that all in the music.
But this is also international, because UK drill,
Oh yeah.
they not playing.
Listen, but that's where
bodies
that's
is
where it
dropping for
really
real.
started. That's where it really started. But so you see how it sound from somewhere else. Watch this, it's energy, right? Come from somewhere else, overseas, make it its way down here.
What's that other UK music? Not grunge.
Garage.
No, it's it's
It's
not.
garage.
There's a new one. Frozone. You familiar with that other genre of music in UK? It's kind of like dirty grunge. It's called something with a G. It's not garage though.
Wait, let's see.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
One of their head.
Hold on, we can Google it. Or I can call my boy up in London and see if he picks up right now. He's probably watching us on the show. Let me see if I get him.
Grime. Yes.
Grime.
That's serious music too, bro. They are not playing around. You probably have to be on a couple of pills or something to even be able to dance to that thing. That thing is like 180 BPM, 220 BPMs. Like, I'm like,
"Tell
oh,
him, and you got to be on them pills to keep up with that.
bro.
Oh, you saw that no pills freestyle? Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah,
That
that's
was
pretty
different.
good. Yeah,
Grind.
yeah, but oh, he got
Let's,
on.
yeah,
He
see
got
what he
on.
says about the grind movement.
What's up, partner? You
Salute,
mashed. Oh,
salute.
my bad, man. Damn, I forgot the time is like 3 o'clock in London right now. Damn, we on the podcast. We started the podcast late tonight, and we had a question. You probably sleep, but for the audience. Sorry to wake you up. So
He
what?
said, but anyway, since you're here, for
Since
the
you're here,
audience.
I got you. You picked up. But so what are the different genres of music in London, especially when it comes to the underground, like the rap underground scene? Because I know there's grime, there's garage,
There's grime, garage, drill, um, trip hop,
trip hop. What the heck is
Yeah,
trip
trip
hop?
hop.
That's
Trip
been
hop.
around.
Acid.
hip hop,
It's like acid hip hop.
drum and bass,
Drum and bass, they big one now.
Drum and bass.
Yeah.
drum and bass, drum and bass. There's another one. Yeah, call it grime, drum and bass. There's one. There's like about two more that I can't. They aren't coming to the top of my head. Um,
Shout out to London.
Shout out to London, man.
Yeah.
Now,
You
the
big
reason why we
UK,
saying
UK.
the reason why we brought this up because we're looking at the drill situation here in the United States and how it's getting out of hand and how it came from London. We got to give credit to where credit's due. It came from London, worked his way out here, worked his way down south or no Midwest, Chicago.
Midwest, Chi-Town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then came up north
Yeah.
to where
Indiana.
now Atlanta, and then now it's in New York, whereby you turn on Hot 97 and all you hear are favorite DJs that swore to keep it all hip hop. Now they bought into the whole drill system, and then now they're making gang arrests on drill rappers in New York, 20 at a time, like raids and stuff. So when you track the whole energy of the movement, it's like I almost forgot that it even came from London. You see what I mean?
Yeah. And that
It transformed.
It transformed and it morphed and it morphed its way over here. And when you look at that kind of music, it's almost like it's just giving you receipts of where the dead bodies is at.
Yeah, but what it started at was just people, gangs taunting each other through records, stating, just talking about their ops, and that's why it's created such a situation. Even here, there's a thing where they're trying to ban it.
Mm.
They're trying to ban. They're trying to ban
Drill music?
drill
Oh wow.
drill music because the cops see it as the videos are all provocative between gangs and gangs. So they're trying to do something about it.
So would you call that entitlement or because I don't see that as self investing the title of the show today is self investment versus or entitlement. And I feel like when you can get on a track and brag about, what you're gonna do to your ops.
I call it ignorance because it's
It is
made it so
ignorance.
much. It's ignorance because it's made it so much easier for people, for the cops to just do their
But
job.
what makes you feel entitled that you can go on a
No,
record?
it's because the consequences is not apparent. It's just a taunt. It's like in the hood, they don't see the access to information as they are. The song they knew they couldn't like. It's like the it's metamorphosis of hip hop. You understand? In the sense where people are still rhyming, they have a certain type of beat, they spit a certain way, but the main content of what they were doing is not any evolution of hip hop per se. It's just a way of taunting those that they were against. That's all it came down to. It
Well,
was just
hip
clever
hop was
ways to.
oppositional like that too. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're talking about from
hip
the
hop was
beginning,
like that, but
Grandmaster Flash
yeah,
and
yeah,
but it
it
wasn't
was, it
taunting
was,
you to the point where
yes,
I
it
it
killed
was.
was,
you.
it
Well,
was, yes, it was like
I
that.
mean, there was
We're
it
not
was
saying
like,
it wasn't.
but it was
they were
more
gangs,
underground
but they
though.
were gangs.
But there was
Yes,
more underground with it,
it was. Yes,
and there
It
was more
wasn't
respect.
always about.
It was.
Yeah, it was about rhymes as well. It was how you put words together,
Yeah.
how different you can sound. How, but with drill, they all sound practically the same. The only difference is to say my set is getting more money than you. You
Yeah.
understand? And
Yeah.
in our set, we got this many bodies we can talk about. You guys don't want to mess with us, type thing. You understand? And the version where it became bigger in America compared to here is just the fact that Chief Keef was recording in his house, and it was inexpensive, to
So he
shoot
was
the
dropping it
videos.
repeatedly.
Yes, it was exactly. It was inexpensive to shoot the videos. It was inexpensive to put things together, as opposed to when you had to go through the whole recording stage. They had to refine you, make sure you were okay, good to go for cinema. What you could not say. You understand what I'm saying? With the internet age, after Soldier Boy and everything, they couldn't come up more with the rhymes. It's more about just how they could be against the ops and talk about what they were doing and still get money off it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the main thing. So over here, it became a way of taunting the opposition. It still is the way in the States, but over here it just became refined because it just became about murders. Really, realistically, it's about how hard you are. You know what you how what you suppose your set is doing to lock down the city, and most people who had no hope, turned to that type of music because it made things easier for them to express what they were doing on behalf of the set. And don't forget, they were co-sponsored by the set members, so it's like,
That's
yes, so
true. That's true.
we're in our group right now. I'll sponsor you to try and do something semi legit, but to tell the other people not to come mess with us. You understand what I'm saying? That's just how it turned out to be. So, and it's inexpensive. They didn't have to do crazy. You understand? The videos, they have to be super, you understand, super technical. It could be just in a bedroom or someplace with everyone waving their weaponry. You understand?
And
That's
that's what
just
they
Selling
did.
false
basically what it
hope.
turned out.
Right.
So
Wow.
so
Wow.
even here in London, it was about they were talking about the tools used, which is mostly here. It's mostly shanks and knives. Of course, people get shot, but it's mostly the main thing here is people getting stabbed up. You understand what I'm saying? A lot because those things are easier to carry, conceal, dispose of. You get caught with a weapon, any gun, for example, you're automatically 7 years, regardless of even if you were just holding it. I think, and then you know if it's been found that it's done something deadly, it could be worse. So yeah, that's just it. London
See,
doesn't
shout out to
have
London, man.
Shout out. Shout out.
See, shout
Salute.
out to
Salute.
England, UK, London,
Big
where
up. Big
they
up.
do things the old school way. Still got bats and metal bats and wooden bats and gloves and brass knuckles.
That man just said that they're in those rooms with semi-automatic weapons. What you talking about, bats?
Man, listen, but if they catch you with it,
That's the shit. They come out with you Swiss, man. I always felt that the archaic way of killing out here is totally different from y'all with guns, because I feel like with guns you don't really have to be up close and personal unless you choose to be. You understand? But with every stabbing or whatever, you meant to really take that guy's life. You weren't going to stop. You had to
and it's
pincushion the guy.
personal.
Yeah.
Yes, you had to pincushion the guy. You had to look at the dude
Pin
Look,
in the
cushion. I
face.
look him
like
in the
it.
eye, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had
you
to
did this to
pincushion
my
the guy.
brother.
This is totally different. Out there in the States, yeah, you shoot a bullet. Sometimes people be shooting bullets and running. They don't even know what happened. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Killing
They didn't
kids
know they
and
hit somebody.
Stray bullets.
Yes.
milkmen and everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. So it's unless you mean like that, and even then, mostly it's a self defense mechanism, because that's the only thing they go for. You get punched in the mouth, you pull out a gun, you shoot 2 shots, you run. You understand what I'm saying? But out here, you're not gonna do that. These guys be looking for you personally. You understand what I'm saying? and it starts out with a fight. Before you know it, the 4 pincushion holes left you stranded there, and then you leak it. That's what I'm saying. So it's I feel it's more barbaric when it comes to situations like that, because you mobbed. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. So yeah, in terms of the music that represented, I swear there's one more that I swear I'm missing besides drum and bass. And it will come to me. Funny enough, after this conversation, I
Well,
know it
thanks for
will.
putting
But
us on
yeah,
because we were here like with brain fart and we was like, "Yo, what is the name of that?" And you said it right away, Grime. One of
grind.
those,
Yeah,
I guess, founders of that just passed or transition a couple of months ago, I think. Like the founder of
yeah.
Grime.
Grime, they still real founder, but even people like Giggs, who was on Drake's album, it was on Grime.
Yeah.
D double E, he's a Grime artist.
Okay.
Scat. There's a lot of yeah. Some, I think, 3 Grime artists have passed away lately, But Grime is, yeah, one of those things that has been there. There's this guy Wiley is also into grime. He's basically like the guy who made it.
So
Seriously,
is grime
Dizzy
busy?
Dizzy Rascal.
Oh, Dizzy Rascal was my yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Dizzy
he was
Rascal.
grime.
Wasn't he one of the guys that made it mainstream?
Yeah, he was the main guy who made it mainstream. You understand? Dizzy made it. He went transition mainstream. He's one of he and Wiley, and this group's so solid. You understand what I'm saying? They're the
What was
ones
the
who.
white boy's name? They used to Skinny Man. Was that grime?
No, Skinny Man was not exactly grime. That's more like
Hip hop,
Skinny
right?
Man is more. It's no hip hop. He's more Skinny Man. Wasn't he? Is like, was it Skinny Man or Yellow Man?
No, it was
Skinny
Skinny
Man.
Man. It was Skinny Man.
I
I used to
think it
like
was.
Skinny Man.
I think it's a mixture, to be honest with you. But yeah, maybe grime. Maybe grime. Maybe grime, because I
So
don't
so
remember his
so
last record.
so grime sounds like crime.
Yeah, but grime was like gritty. It was you understand what I'm saying? They were considered gigs, and all these guys came up on the grime circuit. You understand? They were like the underground. They came out from that level. Of course, it's from grime to drill, but the records before was grime. It was considered the under. You understand? The gritty, the streets. You
Wow.
know. So that's how they categorized it. It wasn't meant to
Fuck.
be categorized that way. They just called it that way. So it was like, you know,
I guess
yeah, we
grime is
do
here to
grime.
stay.
Yes, as grime. Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
grime,
Grime artists.
drill,
Crime
it's
and
all
crime.
grime, crime, drill is all here to stay.
Yeah,
Wow.
grime, drill,
So
all
this
of
this
them.
is this the new era of music and the new sounds that we.
Drill. Yeah, that's the new. It's the new era. But
So
I
I guess
feel
we're gonna have
like
to make a try. Drill mine capsule.
Drill, mine, grind, mine capsule.
Grind
yeah,
mine.
yeah, but I still feel that they're gonna. I feel like now, obviously, because of the heat that's coming out, because you have to understand that with hip hop and every aspect of music, it's always been people who are disenfranchised sometimes, that wanna, not all, but most, who want to make something better of themselves. So the policies that be, or the powers that be, that distribute things,
Go ahead, go
they're
ahead.
trying to find a way to, like, uplift, come out from the community. You understand? Like, be something else. So that's the aspect they're thinking of, how to go about it. So when they propose the banning here as well, a lot of artists who are like, look, if we wasn't doing this type of music, or if we weren't doing the music that is popularized, how are we going to make a living? Do you want us to go back to do what we do? You
You
understand?
know
Like,
what? Shout out to on that note. Shout out to Lil Durk, yo,
Yes, sir.
Lil Reese, you know, Chief Keef and
Chief Keef.
yeah,
cause I watched an interview today on Lil Reese and damn, they call him the Grim Reaper, you
yeah,
know, cause he survived how many shots?
A few.
A
He's been
few,
shot a few
a
times.
few attempts on his life, and he lost his voice for quite a while, and just recently recovered it and got signed to Def Jam, and now he said he's starting a new leaf. Ever since his daughter was born,
Mm.
like it gave
Yeah,
him, yeah, transformation gave him a new look on life. Ever
yeah.
since his
Most
daughter was
times,
born, so now he's like, I don't want. He's trying to transform and leave that life alone. Like trying to clean up now. And you hear it in his voice. You see it in the even Lil Durk. Like you see them. It's like almost like they scared. You see the fear. Like
it's not scared. It's just the fact that now
It's a
there's too much
reality.
eyes. It's too much eyes,
put in
and
a lot of work.
there's too much to lose. There's too much. Like for before, think of it like this: when soldiers go into war, whatever country they go to, they sign up knowing that they probably won't come back. They think they're going to be immortal. So that's just what they live for. That's what they know. If you're born on the battlefield, that's all you think about. You understand? Them Taliban guys or those or people who fight wars in Yemen and Co. They to them it's a way of life, just as much as breathing. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're acclimatized to that environment, the prospects, like how they used to say in the medieval times, where the prospect of living till the end of 30 or up to 30 was like a fallacy. So it's no different from people born not knowing what they like what they should take value in terms of their living. They're born thinking some aspects of their lifestyle is worthless. It's not going to amount to much. Your dad was a drug dealer. You're a drug dealer. Everyone's a drug dealer. And with that comes the fact that people are fighting for territory. You're not going to live past maybe, 20, 21, if you are lucky.
And
You understand?
that delves into the entitlement.
Yes.
They feel as though that we can do what we do. This is the life we live. We can take
Yes.
a life, but you don't want life taken.
Yeah.
And this is not just with this generation. Because we
Yes.
have a generation of rappers who talked all about drugs and stuff. Like now they have kids
pimps
and they pimps and they don't want to talk about any of that.
call women the B
Oh,
word.
you don't want your kids to
Oh
hear
yeah,
about
you don't
any
want your
drugs.
kids to hear about none of that, huh?
Yeah, you don't.
I can name a few,
In
like,
most
like
aspects,
that.
in most aspects, you
Big
don't
ones too.
Big ones.
because you gain to be honest, that's why they say people change.
You don't want
You
your
gain
daughter
an
on TikTok
enlightenment. You
wearing
gain an
What you
makeup.
said?
enlightenment.
People change. What you said?
Yes.
Oh,
I
okay.
said what I mean is like people change because
People change or they transform.
No.
they transform, or basically you couldn't see something
You played
before.
devil's advocate.
Now you've seen past it. You couldn't see something before. Now you've seen past it. Ain't no way you're gonna go back. It's like people who's been on oodles and noodles, like McMill said. Before it was oodles and noodles. That's it.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're having caviar, you're having steak, you see a different perspective of the world. It's kind of hard to go back. You understand? You can't tell Neo in the Matrix to go back to see.
Talking.
No going back.
No go back.
You can't go back to start seeing sunshine and the construct that you were given. You understand what I'm saying? Now you all see is numbers and X and O's, dots and stuff, binary numbers. Now they're telling you to go back to seeing X and O's. It's kind of hard to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I put it. Some of these people, they out there still living hard, saying, put up for their set shit. But when you get into a situation where it's you by your lonesome, you understand what I'm saying? You have that kid, you're already thinking of what you done been through. You think she's probably going to be community P. You understand what I'm saying? Or your dude is out there fending for himself, like Loaded Lux put in one of his rhymes. It's
Pushing
not
P.
a situation. Yeah, pushing P, being that dude in servitude to another dude. You understand what I'm saying? Not really holding down the block, and there's nothing in it for him at the end of it.
Right.
That could be the end of your line. Yeah, I think that changes a lot of perspectives. So
Yes, sir.
that's what it comes down to. I think sometimes, unfortunately, I think a lot of the young people out there, they're entrapped. They live it's like what Jay-Z said in that rhyme. You're fighting over a block that you don't even own. But for those entrapped in
that's
that
an entanglement.
mentality, for those
That's
entrapped in
entitlement.
No,
yes,
entangled.
no,
They
but
entangled
that's
in some stuff.
But you see, when you're self-invested, you go by and buy the block.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's
Yeah.
different. It's difficult for people to. It's just the same reason why people think,
was about
why
an
do
hour
young
ago,
people
bro.
not save, and then when they get older, they start thinking of saving. It's because at the time when they're young, they're not educated, or they don't see that prospect.
Yeah,
They
value.
don't see them being involved in it. You know, they don't feel like they're part of that process. They
Yo,
don't
think
I
they're
see.
gonna
watched
live
I watched
to those
I
rights.
watched the ill ass rebuttal today on YouTube. This dude was at a conference and CEO promoting his pencil company and everything, and he was talking, and then somebody in the crowd gets up and says, "Well, why do you feel like your company, or why do you feel so entitled, or whatever, when all you do is build the machine, buy the machine, and hire people, and it's the workers that actually do the job and work the. You don't even know nothing about the machine, and without the workers or without us, you'll be asked out. Like you need us to make your machine work. So you need us, and you need to be treating us. And guess what the CEO said?
What?
You thought he would have been like. You thought he would have been like, oh yeah, we're going to look into that. And he said, oh, so after I register the LLC and invest $1 million into the company, get the building, you, you know, hire people, make sure they get paid, and you want to come in here feeling entitled, and all you doing is pushing wooden whatever in the machine.
Yeah.
He like, you can stand outside and do that.
People, yeah, it's like I always remember,
Yeah,
like I was listening to one
he
old
shut it down.
classic. I was listening to Napoleon Hill classics, which was about like think rich, grow type
Yeah,
thing. One of the
think rich,
self.
grow. Yeah, think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and he was talking about how they were going against Mr. Ford when he decided all cars were going to be made in every color but remain black. So they were like, how? Why do you feel like you're the one? He said basically they think I'm stupid, but if I was stupid, does it take a stupid person to get all the greatest minds in one room to create a product that I alone envisioned? You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. You have a lot of people who it's not like they don't have the ideas, but are they willing to have the perseverance, take the risk, go and put the loan on your head? You know, a good example right now is that guy in the States right now that I heard he's African, he's Nigerian. Calendly is an app. You understand? He's one of
Calendly.
the
What the heck is that?
Calendly. Yes, the guy who created that app. He's Nigerian and he's going to be considered a billionaire, but he's based in the States. He created that app after like how many failures? Maybe 3 failures, you know, almost going bankrupt and everything. He relaunched the app again and now is close to being a billion with Microsoft or some shit like that. So
Big up,
that's
big up.
that's that's an example of, you know, how some things come to be after extensive amount of trial and error. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, loans and remortgaging and things that you don't have. You understand what I'm saying? To play into the system. So, you know, if you're willing to take all that risk and go through the years of the coming up, like some people would not do, you understand what I'm saying? Then you can feel an entitlement. People feel entitlement for the block that they feel their moms or co was selling vows out of. You understand?
So maybe the entitlement will even suggest that some people should invest in themselves and start with that.
That's what they ought. That's what they ought to do.
Yes.
The fact is, you can make. The fact is, you can make it in any product you choose to push. But why? Some people think some products are easier. That it's mainly about returns. They think, okay, I push this product, I'll make more than the average person. But they could do that with any other product that they thought about.
You
You
can sell
understand?
T-shirts.
Why
You can
don't you?
sell
Yes. Why
water.
don't you sell T-shirts? You can sell water. Shit.
Yo, I
Get
was
an
just talking about. I
umbrella.
was just talking about the kids that sell pure water in Nigeria on the side of the
Yes.
streets.
Get yourself umbrellas and think. Watch the weather report. You You understand what I'm saying? Go out there
As soon as it
sell
rains,
that
put
shit.
yourself out there, selling for
Yeah,
umbrellas.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You you could
If
come
it's
up with
hot, make some lemonade.
yeah, exactly. You could come up with anything that's not gonna give you the same amount of heat. You understand what I'm saying? But I think some people it's just the
Master P
excitement.
selling rap noodles now
Yes,
and
he's
rap
selling,
snacks,
but
he's
that's
been
what he's
doing
doing.
that.
He's selling
Wow.
cereals. He's selling
cereals, all kinds of
yes,
products.
he's selling all sorts of products that are necessary. But the reason why they're necessary is because there is no representation of somebody else doing that. You understand? The last
We don't have
representation
no
I
black
remember.
representation.
Yeah,
That's what it
how many?
is.
We don't. You don't have black representation. How? What has kept? What has kept the Walmart family in business for the last how many years?
The black
How many
dollar.
generations are going to be still seeing out of Mr. Walmart's money? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what keeps them inherently there while others choose not to strive is because if they do think of a product or they do steal a product idea of something, they monetize it for the it goes round. You understand what I'm
The
saying?
illest
And they
thing was that
protect it.
rollback. He got
Yes.
people thinking that they saving 18 cents. If he's buying it at a stage where he's saving 32 cents, then he's
Yeah.
winning. He's just selling the fact that, oh yeah, my prices are never 99 cents.
Yeah,
I'm always
exactly.
shaving 18 cents. You know, so you saving 18, but you spending 32 cents because he's
Exactly.
saving the money by buying a lot more of the product.
Facts.
Yeah.
And he's stacking it right there for people who just, out there just picking the shit and just do what they do. But meanwhile, he's not really paying taxes because he gets enough breaks. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's
You're gonna
employing a
sell water
wide
in a
array
bag
of
instead of
people.
a bottle.
You understand what I'm saying? He's doing a lot of
Pure water.
what do you
Pure
call it?
water.
Community service. You know
Ill
what I'm
mind
saying?
water.
Straight out of Nigeria.
Yeah.
I am me.
But anywho, listen, man. We
Thank you
about
for
to
linking up.
Yo, thank you for taking this call late night. Woke you out of bed. You definitely gave us a whole.
We owe you one.
Yeah. So I mean, would you before we head up out of here because we're about to wrap it up, but you want to talk about what you're working on?
No, just working on podcasting like you. I'll probably post it later. Hopefully, get the followers and and get more subscribers to listen to most of what we have to say. We have a project that we need to work on, and stay tuned.
Yeah, we
Nice.
definitely trying to
Culture
bridge.
Impact,
We trying to
get
bridge the
the
cultures, the London,
yes,
the
exactly.
the United States and the Africa scene all in one podcast, all one network. So that's what we working on.
Yeah,
And we don't mind giving y'all what we working on because we speaking into existence. So it's happening.
exactly.
Regardless, it can't be stopped. It won't be stopped as long as we have technology. As long as we got breath.
Exactly. Can't
So
stop, won't stop.
Yes,
no
sir.
turning back now. We in it.
Yeah.
We here.
All right,
All right,
bro.
man.
Yo, good looking, man. Shout out to you and the fams. I
Salud,
hit you up.
salud.
I hit you up. Enjoyment Peking. What's the name of your show coming up?
Culture Impact Network on Blast Podcast.
Culture Impact Network on
But
Blast.
follow on Blast Podcast.
Follow on Blast Podcast. So where can they find the Blast Podcast?
They'll find it on Blast Podcast on Culture Impact Network. It's on YouTube and it's on Instagram.
All right, so yeah, we got a lot of work to do. I still got to get back to my computer and chop up some stuff for the Culture Impact. So yeah, we'll be getting to that this week. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care, people.
Peace out.
Salud, salud. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So yeah, peoples, there you have it. You heard it. Live from the source, London, England. Drill
Grime
music,
world.
grime, and so that's it. Self-investment or entitlement. You see where it could lead a lot of people. People have different mindsets, or even different thoughts, or even different looks on self-investment. Or
Just remember, it's up to you whether you want to change or transform.
it's up to you. It's up to
But
you.
you know you got to make a move.
You got to make a move. Or you could change and stay there the same, or you could transform and constant elevate.
Here he goes. That ain't what I said. But I said change or transform. You definitely have to choose. Change does not mean stay stagnant. Change means change or redirect or directions, right? Constant elevation is up to you. You can transform and stay stagnant.
Watch this. How many times do I gotta change the baby's diaper till I teach the baby, and then the baby transforms its way of being unconscious and learns that I don't need this diaper no more. I could wipe my ass.
Wipe his ass. He could change his own diaper. That's a smart baby. Billionaire baby.
But these babies are getting too smart these days, too fast.
Listen,
You know?
they can figure out how to do.
They need to learn how to wipe their ass.
They playing Grand Theft Auto at like 4. You know what I mean?
At 2 years, if you can wipe your ass, then you know what, you can play Grand Theft Auto all day.
Okay.
At 2 years old. Anyway, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is our surprise guest again? Can you shout him out?
Yeah. Yes. The guest.
Oh, so the surprise guest, ladies and gentlemen, that's Omer Alibo from London.
Omer Alibo.
Culture Impact Network. Their podcast is coming soon. It's going to be a collaboration of networks and podcasts.
It's a London family.
It's a London family. It's a family thing, you know. And then at the same time, we got we got Rich. Shout out to Rich.
Rich's Corner.
Rich's
Salute.
Corner and K Banj. They're working on the African leg of the podcast. You know, so yeah, it's all coming together, little by little. You know, we got the United States, they got the London, and you know, soon we got Africa, and we're gonna form like Voltron, and transform the whole podcast game. I mean, it's a learning experience.
Big thing on lock.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
It's a learning experience for everybody. It's a learning experience for the Frozone. You know, he's mastering OBS and
Yes, sir.
and switchboarding. It's a learning experience for me. It's my first time hosting. I never hosted a show or a podcast. Or people that know me know that I don't like to talk. But this is something new for me. You know, just learning to be self-expressive and also learning to control and because running a show. It's easy, but it's not easy because you also have to be in control of what's coming out your mouth.
Well, I will say that everyone here on the Illmind Capsule is invested.
Yeah.
First, we are all self-invested, but we're all in accordance to our union and building a co-op where we all can exist in the same scene or place and use those energies to create and design something very special for you guys.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody that's been watching and following and liking and, you know, supporting us and praying for us and, you know, from far and near. We still here. We still working. You know, we definitely had a few setbacks.
Frozone, any words?
Peace out.
He's short and sweet, like Russell Simmons said. It's like, God bless, good night.
Good night.
Peace out.
That's it.
And on that note, we'll see you soon.
We out. Any commercials to lead us out?
Use it for yourself. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. It gets better every time you're around. Every time. It gets better. It gets better.
Your love makes me want so much more.